Hello everyone, welcome to my vlog or recording for Across the Pond Westbound 2023. I am not streaming it because it's an 8-hour flight and I don't really want to stream for 8 hours. It's an incredibly busy event. And Vatsum's going to be going in the background and everything, but I thought what we'd do is record the departure, record the arrival, and I'll keep updating you in the air, and then we'll upload this as a video, as a record, if you like, to show that the Cross the Pond happened to look back on in years to come. Um, so, what is Cross the Pond briefly? It's where we fly across the Atlantic, in this case westbound. It's one of the busiest ransom events of the year. They do this twice, westbound and eastbound. You get a slot. I believe there was about 1,500 to 2,000 slots. I'm not sure. But there's a significant amount of people. I believe the record is 3,000 connections on the network. Today we're doing East Midlands, my home airport, to Atlanta, Hartsfield Airport in the States, obviously. It's going to be about 8 hours. We're taking the Vision 747-800, one of them, and I will be flying, of course, using a NAD track. So we have NAD track Golf. We have our routing from VATSIM that was sent to me. We have our Celcal code, we have our flight level, which is going to be 330. We'll have to do Oceanic and request our clearance via the NavTrack tool, and then we'll be on HF radio for some of the Oceanic period. And East Mid should be relatively easy to get out of. It's not going to be crazy busy. Atlanta probably is going to be very busy, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, we're going to be routing, of course, out over the Atlantic, and then we can actually have a look if we really want to at our flight plan. But I'll show you that as I program the FMC. But let's just see if we can find our FIRs here, and I'll show you where we're going to be going. So we're going to go out via Scottish FIR and then over Shannon, and then back into Scottish, so a bit of a zigzag. And then eventually we'll go into Shanwick Oceanic FIR here, which is of course where we'll contact Shanwick, and we've got our routing. So we're in via Sunot is our entry point, and then we go into our Latin-Lon waypoints over the ocean. We'll go into Gander, of course. We are, as I say, at 330. We'll see what flight level we get, and we should be able to push the Mach up a bit if we can, because we're in a heavy 748. We'll exit the ocean. Let's have a look here where we'll end up. Looks like we'll go out into Montreal, Toronto, so we're going over Canada obviously here, and then we're going to probably enter into, okay, we're going into Cleveland. Okay, then we go back into Toronto, so a bit of a zigzag again. Indianapolis was where we're flying over as well. Let's keep going down here. And then we head into Atlanta. So that's the routing we're going to take. As I say, I'll show you a bit more about the fuel and everything we're taking when I program the FMC. We are all fueled up. We're going to take 90 minutes reserve fuel, and even a bit more than that probably. It's a busy event. You never know if you're going to get asked to hold or slow down or mess around or whatever. So it's good to have extra fuel, and I'm glad to be taking you along for the ride. I will see you in the aircraft in a second, where we will continue. Okay, so here we are in the airplane. He is ready for us to do the CDU. He's just completed his IRS alignment. And as you can see, it's not too busy down here at East Midlands, as we suspect. There's some planes, and I think, let's see what ATC we have. Obviously, we've got the ATIS, we've got delivery, we've got ground, and we've got tower. So, yeah, we'll work with that. We can get the ATIS here. QNH 1008, that checks. Okay, so it's information echo. Oops. Oh, delivery disappeared, so we're just going to stick with ground for now. Right, let's start programming our CDU then, shall we? And I called him back because I hit control, but that doesn't matter. He can do his shit while we do our shit. So let's set our zero fuel right here. Let's go to SimBrief and figure out what we're doing. We can also see what's our block time. Our air time is 8 hours 34, and our block time is supposed to be 9:02, although it might be less because, of course, we're not taxiing. And a 330 is our cruise. Average winds as well here, if you're interested. 257 at 52, so we're probably going to have a bit of a headwind, which is normal for a westbound flight. Right. So we're going to be 576.3. We can put that in. Let's check what that gives us. 54.9% load level. So not too loaded down, but that's also because part of our load level is the fuel, and we're taking pretty much 240,000 pounds of fuel. I'm going to round that up to 250. Toss that in, and there we go. Right, we're going to go over here. We're going to go to our POS init page and do EGNX. And then we're just going to go to our route page and fill out BVI 2 Delta Whiskey and just check that that fills out onto our flight number. Yes, it does. And then we're going to go over here to our ACARS page and go to our pre-flight, and we're going to fill out that we're EGNX to KATL, and we'll put, I don't know, 30 minutes till departure, and we'll put 8:30 for the flight time. And then we can do a ACARS sync request. I don't know what happened there. We had 2 East Mids grounds. That was very weird. Right. So if we go back to our route page, there we go. We can load in our company route, which of course was from SimBrief. Yeah, that was weird. Oh. Excellent, there's our company route. Oh. That'll be hilarious. And it's going to be the Trent to November because we're out by Trent. We can do it. Oh, great. Init ref is going to be 330. We can throw that in there. We can throw 20 in there. We can do a cost index of 200. That's what I planned. And TFM's just messing around. There we go. We'll do max takeoff thrust, maximum climb thrust. No messing around. We probably don't need it, but there you go. We'll do flap 20, and we'll throw our CG in there. That gives us 141, 151, and 167. Great airplane, as you can see. The 74 in general is just such a nice sounding airplane as well. When you get to hear the takeoff, you'll know. Really missing out if you haven't flown this thing. I know it's expensive though. Right. Set our runway heading. We won't do our altitude actually yet. We'll go and do that once we've figured out what our initial climb's going to be. Let's just do a wind data request. I think the transition level is 7.5. Let me double check. Yeah, 7.5. So we'll do a load on our wind data request. There we go, and it's probably going to want us to do a descent forecast, although that's going to be wildly off, so we'll do that again later, of course, when we catch up with you in cruise. So we'll load that in, and we're going to go just to our climb page here, and 7.5. Should go there, and as you can see, there we go. We've got 7,500. 7.5 is in as that, and for now, we're good. I'm going to grab clearance here in a few minutes. I'll let Marshall do his first because he's got a slightly earlier slot than us, so we're in no rush. We've still got 48 minutes till we need to be airborne. So I will get back to you here in just a second. We will get back with the clearance. Just checking here on our progress page how much fuel we're set to arrive with. We're set to arrive with £65,000. That's without the arrival in, and yeah, that might seem like a lot, but you really don't want to go underfueled in this thing. So yeah, we're gonna be under landing weight, but we're gonna be max landing weight, but we're gonna be and landing with £65,000. And I should say as well, I've obviously got FS real time running here because I need the sim to be synced to real time for the oceanic reporting. Okay, so now we're just going to grab our clearance. Shouldn't be too tricky. So we already know it's going to be Trent to November. We're here on 7-4. Eastman's ground, good afternoon. Vision 2 Delta Whiskey Heavy, 7-4 on stand, 7-4, ironically, with info echo 1008 clearance to Atlanta, please. Thanks, clearance speed of Atlanta, Trent 2 November, score 6203, Vision 2 Delta Whiskey Heavy. Okay, fantastic. So I'm just going to put this squawk in. I didn't actually intend to be on stand 7-4, but we are, so that's very themed. And we'll just switch to standby on there. And yeah, we're all good. So it's currently 14:06 my time, and we are taking off at 14:48. So we'll aim to push at about 14:40. So we've actually got about 30 minutes, which is excellent because I can go and grab a little bit of lunch whilst we just continue pretend boarding. So I will catch you in a minute when we are ready. Alright, so we're still here. It's now 14:30. There's a couple of planes around still. It's getting busier. We are going to, comparatively busy anyway. 3 smids. One thing I didn't do was set our altitude. We didn't get given an initial, but I think it's probably going to be 90. Let's have a little look here. 5, 6, that one might be 6. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like this one is 6, so we'll set that just so that we don't bust it. That would not be a great way to start. Anyway, and what I was going to say is we'll do our before start here and fire up our APU because we've got about 20 minutes till we need to be airborne, so about 10 minutes till we will plan to push. So yeah, let's get this all fired up and ready to go. I'll leave it on the outside view so we can hear the APU starting. In good old trusty P3D. You're wondering why we're flying P3D and not Microsoft? Well, 2 reasons. One, we don't really have the airplanes in Microsoft. We could have flown the BBJ, but that would just kind of suck, since the speed that it can fly at is shit. And also, autosave. I have autosave set up in P3D, and I don't in Microsoft. So, I think you can get Volanta autosave in Microsoft, but I don't use Volanta currently, so yeah, that's not going to work. And yeah, who wants to fly at Mach 0.8 for the whole thing when you can get a 7.4 that can go up to Mach 0.9? Yeah, let's do that. Hell yeah. No messing around. BBJs and across the pond. Only a wide body's across the pond. Right, he's doing all this stuff still. I mean, the APU's fired up. Here we go, and it's just doing the fuel pumps and stuff. And now, there we go. I'll do speech again. Just turn that off temporarily. We can also run that before start here if we want, just to double check that everything is set.
Before start checklist.
We will be.
Flight deck 4. Close the block. MCP. V2 170 heading 268 altitude 6000 takeoff speeds V1 140 PR 151 V2 167
Set.
CDU pre-flight
Completed.
trim
Set.
taxi and takeoff briefing
Completed.
beacon lights
On.
checklist complete.
Alright, excellent. So all that's left to do now is to push back, probably to the east. Seems to be what he's giving. And I'll get back to you. Let me check the time. Yeah, we don't need to push quite yet. Probably push in about 5 minutes. I'll get back to you then. So we've got a sec here. I've just looked at when we'll be oceanic by going to route data and looking at what time we'll arrive at Sunot. That is showing as 14:45 Zulu, and it's currently 13:34 Zulu. So that'll be if we departed right now. So pretty much when we take off, we're going to have about an hour and 10 minutes until we are oceanic. So once we get up to cruise, we're going to start looking into the NatTrack side. I've just heard from someone on a stream that it's down. That's not ideal. Hopefully it's now back up, but we will see. And yeah, once we get to cruise, we're going to need to start looking into that, because of course we are at East Mids, which is pretty close. You know, we're not transiting a lot of Europe, we're going straight oceanic pretty soon, so. Alright, I'm just connecting up the tug here, and then I'll just pause the sim and get a clearance to push. I think it's going to be east, which would mean a push to the left, but we'll double check.
Give us 2 minutes and then yeah, we'll be ready.
Right, we'll just pause the simulator for 1 second, and then in a second I'm going to request pushback. And Vision 2 Delta Whiskey stand 7-4 for push and start, please.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey stand 7-4 push and start approved to face east QNH 1008.
Push start approved to the east. So down 7-4 Vision 2 Delta Whiskey. Just confirm QNH was 1008 or 09.
1009 is a very good shout, thank you.
Nice, thanks. 2 Delta Whiskey. Alright, good. Yeah, they updated the QNH. He broadcast that, but just obviously didn't update it. Okay, good. So we are pushing nose to the left. The problem with, here you go, so nose left. Problem with that GSX. Oh, he didn't close the doors, that's interesting. Okay, we can do that. Thought he was going to do that for me. Close all, and we're going to arm him in a second. Yeah, that menu with the pushback thing only pops up for me for a few seconds on GSX. So. Yeah, not quite yet, GSX. Arm the doors. And they are armed. So we'll get moving. And we'll do this. Flaps can go 1, 5, 10, 20.
1240, and thank you very much. Vision 4 Mike Foxtrot. It's glad to see my home airport on the CTP list for the first time.
Right. And clearly they just know about the reposition already, so well done East Mids, fabulous control.
Tower, hello, Vision
No
4
faff
Foxtrot is
at all.
ready for the reposition to runway 27 as per our message to the controller when we logged on this morning. Well, not this morning, this afternoon.
Starting engine 3.
7 and report when ready. Vision 4 Mike Foxtrot, thank you.
Excellent. Marshall's getting out there.
I still drop them a message when I logged on the time, just to be sure.
Gotcha, yeah. Oh great, it's pushed us pretty much spot on here, as long as it's come through a stop in a minute. We're on taxiway Delta, according to TFM.
Why is that not?
Brakes are set.
Vision 4 Mike Foxtrot, can you just give us an extra 30 seconds, please? Flight chronos just...
Alright. Antonov. Yeah, he's taking the new 225, I bet.
Was that 7662?
Turn off that.
According to the website, pickup time is 1422 Zulu.
Antonov 311 Foxtrot, thank you. Clearance is Chicago via the Trent 2 November departure, score 206.
Oh, did it abort? Of course it did. Here comes engine 2, and now engine 1. Oh, I know, FSA is such a great bit of software, yeah, dude. Still won't add the reposition thing in. Right, here we go. Starting at 1. He's disconnecting. It's 14:44, so we've got we've got 4 more minutes.
Runway 27, thanks for being a Vision 4 Mike Foxtrot.
A slow push and start. Yes.
Get out of here.
Let's go. Right, I think we've got 4 good engines, yeah. So we're just going to do our after start flow here, I think, with first officer. Then we'll begin the long 8-hour trek to Atlanta. Okay, he didn't automatically do that, but I'm pretty sure we could, so we'll hit after start flow here. Don't know why he didn't just do that, but it's fine.
Shut up, plane.
Ground, the level 2 rating tag.
Alright.
33.7, thanks for that.
Taxi 2 holding for 1, runway 37 via Alpha,
Before takeoff checklist.
Do this too.
Flaps.
Set.
Checklist complete.
Ground, Delta 172. What's
Sorry,
the effect
just
going on
repeat, you
today?
are quiet. Vision 4 Mike Foxtrot, 133.
What's the event going on today?
1332, Vision 4 Mike Foxtrot.
Just, yeah, good, we got 4 good engines, just checking that, okay. And other than that, we're pretty much set. So,
I think the web API is totally given up.
Hello,
Oh
Vision
god.
4 Mike Foxtrot is level 4000, you're short declining 6 VC.
Right. Oh yeah.
190, call
This is
sign
what we
is
needed.
Vision 4 Mike Foxtrot, although the subject to be short was Drake on Madison.
Right, we're going to report ready for departure here in 1 second. And we will be over to 124.0, which is tower. And ground vision. 2 Delta Whiskey, we are now fully ready for the reposition and departure whenever. Alright, he's just going to coordinate that. So we're pretty much bang on slot time here. Pretty much, I think it's 47, so see if we can get out pretty bang on here. This should be great. I think that's cabin ready, so 1240, thanks very much for the help, Vision 2 Delta Whiskey. Alright. Over to him. Let's pull up Tramp here. There we go. Gotta remember to check FS Airlines. Eastman's Tower, hello, Vision 2 Delta Whiskey is pushed back off stand 7-4 and fully ready for the reposition 2-7, whatever works out best.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey from target. Morning. Reposition runway 27 report ready.
2-7 and we'll report ready, Vision 2 Delta Whiskey once. Alright. We'll do the reposition here, shut up about the flaps, they're fine. Alright. We'll do runway guidance, attitude, don't care about that. Center our flight controls. FSA is still running, that's good. That's 264. Alright, now squawking 3264 Vision. 2 Delta Whiskey, and we're fully ready.
280 Vision 4 Mike Foxtrot.
Okay. Not sure what happened with the squawk there, but we're now doing a new squawk code.
And Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, Charlie, get your last transition. Are you ready for takeoff?
Yeah, new squawk should be in for you now, and we're fully ready. 27 Vision 2 Delta Whiskey.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, the wind 340 degrees 9 knots, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
27 cliff takeoff, Vision 2 Delta Whiskey.
On runway 27. On runway
Alright then,
7.
no more messing about. Let's go. Toga.
Cross that.
Those engines. Wow.
Need to lie.
Look at how heavy she is.
80 knots.
Just coming through 80. Alright. Not yet. That's the plane doing that.
Rotate.
Alright, here comes rotate. Slowly get her into the air. No tail striking. There we go. Positive rate.
Gear up.
You're coming up.
Gear up.
Flaps 10.
Flaps 10.
Keep that nose at about, well, between 10 and 15, if we can.
Pilot.
There goes AP.
Pilot off.
He's doing flaps 10. That's
5.
alright.
5.
This thing's so powerful that even bringing the flaps up won't mess it up. Right, one way off, and we are out. We'll call him airborne in a minute. I think we're going to be over to Scottish.
Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
Yeah, it's getting that. That's fine. And Vision 2 Delta Whiskey airborne 1400.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
Sorry, just say the last digit, 133 decimal
133 decimal
1332. Thanks very much, Vision 2 Delta Whiskey. Bye bye. 2. Excellent. He's done flaps up. We're now on climb power. We'll do our takeoff after takeoff in a moment. And passing 2,400 here.
Right heading 145.
Manchester, hello, Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, passing 2,700 for 6 out of East Mid Trent to 2.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, thanks, 55190.
190, Vision 2 Delta Whiskey. Alrighty.
778, descend flight level 90.
Okay, excellent.
Lufthansa 778, descend flight level 90.
And,
176, I've just checked, you're not event traffic that I can see, however, the most aisle we can give you is flight level 270, that's the highest we can give you.
That's what happens when you're not event traffic, guys. You might get across the Atlantic, but you're going to be flying at a stupidly low flight level. Alright, so we're cleared 190. I nearly said Daventry there for our departure. That's what we normally fly on the Trent today. Okay, we're coming up to transition level as well, pretty soon. Keep an eye on this altitude here, make sure we don't have to do intervene. Yeah, look, it's going to level out. Let's hit intervene and force it to climb. There we go. In the UK, when you're told to climb, that means disregard speed, altitude restrictions, and climb now, essentially. So that's what we're doing. And up we go. Still climbing at 3,000 feet a minute. And we've got a high-speed climb. May as well hit high speed approved here, because we've essentially gone past 250, but there's kind of an unwritten rule that the 7.4 can go through 250 because it just tends to do that. And here we go, I'm going to go standard here in a minute, which is fine because we've been cleared up to 190 anyway. And then excellent, what a great departure. Thanks very much, East Mids Control, and we'll just out of some clouds coordinate TFM. East Mids. Great, great departure airport for us there. No issues at all. Very nice. Nice level of traffic as well. Probably one of the quietest airports on Batsim, but it's what we like. So we're now inbound Trent. Like I said, when we get up to cruise, I'm probably going to file our oceanic thing.
Of course you can, it's 131.150.
Yeah.
Passing 10,000 feet.
And there goes 10,000.
27 Alpha, contact London Control 127.1 by.
Seatbelts are going off, apparently.
River 27 Alpha, London Control 127.1 by. Lufthansa 778, contact Birmingham Radar 123.975 by.
Birmingham Radar? When? Since when was that online?
123.975. China 2343, turn right, heading 270 degrees. Oh, actually, sorry, I'm messing this up massively. Turn right, turning 210 degrees, and I'll bring you on a downwind leg. Right, 200 degrees, no problem for a downwind leg.
335 knots, we've got that nose down and we've sped up nicely. Just got to get a further climb. Be good. Turn this blooming bass transducer down a bit, that'll help. It's
127.1, 170, thanks very much.
treating us to some real bass.
Whiskey, climb flight level 280.
Level 280, Vision. 2 Delta Whiskey. Right, there we go. So whilst we're waiting...
Mike Foxtrot, contact London Control 133.7 by. 133.7.
I was very broken, by the way. Yeah, I probably couldn't hear you, like it was barely audible.
3.7 vision 4 Mike Foxtrot.
There you go, that's better. Let's go and have a look at the nat track. Just find it. Here we go. So we can start filling it out now. And then, yeah.
Contact Shannon, control 131.150.
TMI 091. Anyway, let's see if I can sign in here. Maybe my browser. No, it's not going to remember my details. Okay, so still climbing now through 210, and we're going to have a little look at that track. I did just log in, so I'm not sure why it's not doing it.
2343, runway 05, description 0103 to 13 knots, baseline.
I think this nat track is finished. Yep, server error. Nice. So their nat track is down, clearly. So how we are supposed to do this, I don't exactly know. Well. Well.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, contact London 127, correction 133.7, bye.
133.7 Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, thanks. Well, I mean, worst case, we just private message the controller our clearance request. That's fine. So we're going over to 33.7. Yeah, we're climbing 280, and we're inbound as new. London Hello Vision 2 Delta Whiskey climbing level 280 inbound as new. Level 310 Vision 2 Delta Whiskey. Right, there we go, that's excellent. So we filed 330, so we'll see if we can get a 330. I mean, I'm going to keep trying this page, but I mean, it's not looking very promising, is it? So it won't even let me refresh it. That's my thing. Okay. Load the page. No, I'm not. I think this is just screwed, guys. I think VadSim's nat track is screwed. Yeah, server error. So I will get back to you. We're going to continue. Well, you know what? I'll leave this on Direct Kelly Vision 2 Delta Whiskey. Well, I'll keep you on till cruise. And here's Kelly. There we go. So we'll go direct to that. It's fine. 260. Okay, great. And yep, we will. We will just. Ooh. Oh, all the way up there. What are we on? Let's see here. We can actually do. Oh yeah, we can do 376. Looks to be our max. So yeah, we can. When we file the Oceanic, we'll put like 3. Well, we'll put like 340 is our optimum right now. So yeah, this works good for us. But yeah, quite how we're going to do the nat track tool, I don't know. I'm just going to send a few messages off here and see if we can actually find out a solution. But yeah.
Alpaca 1 for hotel, thanks for the help. Contact channel 131.150, good day.
Contact 150, good day, Alpaca 1 for hotel.
Mustard 24 Charlie, London, good day. Lufthansa 137, contact channel 131.150, good day. 131.150. Vision 4 Mike Foxtrot, contact Scottish 132.725.
132.725, Vision 4 Mike Foxtrot, and just to let you know what traffic is again.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of reports. You can expect more information by the next controllers, I guess. I don't border the ocean, so I'm not fully up to speed with what's going on.
Okay, Roger, well, I'll pass that information again to my colleague behind me, but I would imagine it'll be the same for
Yeah, I would guess if it's down, then you'd have to just revert to normal voice clearance procedure, but I can't tell you for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's either gonna be voice or private message. So we'll see what the procedure will be. But we're going to request decimal 85. We'll request 340 if we can get it. And that's all we know.
Flight level 347, climbing to flight level 380.
West 53 Romeo, London.
London Control, Turkish 17 Tango with you.
Turkish 17 Tango, London, good day. Mission 2 Delta Whiskey, contact Scottish 132.725, goodbye. Roger, I'll keep trying.
Get M61 just for the info, the right side is still not broken. What's the one that's not 550? I get him.
Well everyone, it was at this point that my microphone failed on OBS. For some reason it disconnected, so you're now listening to me from the day after doing a bit of commentary here. As you can see, we're in cruise somewhere over Canada, I believe now, heading toward the US.
Descent checklist.
We would have made it over the ocean, the Atlantic. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened with the mic, but either way, we went over into Scottish Centre. As you may have heard, I'm not sure how much of that was on the recording, but certainly you got the departure and climb. Scottish Centre didn't know much about oceanic clearances, and it was at this point that we realised NatTrack, the website, was down. Scottish was continuously being asked by pilots, okay, what do we do? Do we need to go and get a voice clearance? And they didn't seem to know. So it happened that we then went over to Shannon, they didn't really know, and eventually we just passed into Shanwick airspace without getting clearance. Nothing we could do, there was no NatTrack site, and the controllers weren't sure on whether we should change frequencies and advised us not to, so we just passed into there without clearance. Shanwick, I have to say, was the worst station by far that we transited. I mean, there's no other word for it really other than shambolic, to be honest with you. I don't blame any one controller. You know, I'm sure they were overworked and probably had software issues as well. But Shanwick was just terrible. They weren't accepting check-ins for a start, so everyone was trying to check in, and they kept, you know, just repeatedly saying, "Don't check in, I will call you." Okay, fair enough. They also couldn't do Selcal, so you had to listen to the frequency the whole way because they were so overwhelmed. They couldn't do Selcal. You know, every time a new pilot would come on the frequency and try and check in, a bunch of other pilots, thinking they were clever, would key up and say, "Oh, he said stand by, he said radio silent, stop." You know, it's like, well, dude, like, this is a frequency that pilots are going to check in on because they're not going to be tuned to it the whole time. They're going to be transiting the airspace. So, you know, that's what's going to happen. I mean, there was literally no point in Shanwick at all. They did absolutely nothing, and that was really disappointing. And it was disappointing that NatTrack went down as well. I mean, you know, it's not on the pilots, and for me, I just didn't worry about it. You know, it wasn't going to cause an issue for me. That's on VATSIM, you know. That's their problem if they didn't get that sorted. Gander was much better when we got to Gander. They were doing Selcal, they were doing check-ins, they were friendly, very good. Then we went into Gander Domestic, Gander Centre. That was okay. They were having some similar issues again where I don't get it. I mean, I understand that controllers, you know, might have a software issue, but I wish they'd just say that or something, because again, it was just, you know, everyone radio silence, and then the controller would rage when someone would try and check in and say, you know, "Oh, we're not accepting check-ins right now, just stand by." And it's like, how long as a controller do you think you can just get away with telling everyone stand by, stand by? Like for 20 minutes or something? Come on, dude, this is an active frequency. Like, if you can't deal with it, just get off. So I'm sorry, but that was again a bit ridiculous. Then we went into Moncton and Montreal, and that's probably about where we're at now, somewhere over there. They were really good, it was really nice. Moncton was super friendly, Montreal was friendly. It sounded like someone native from Montreal as well. It was nice to get the accent. What else happened? We then went into Indy. I think we passed through Cleveland briefly. Anyway, into Indy and all that. That was good. You know, no issues at all. Again, friendly. And then into Atlanta, which is the arrival you're shortly going to see. Again, you won't hear me because my mic broke, but you'll hear what I was doing on the PC and VATSIM. So you'll get a bit of an idea of the general kind of vibe and the sequence of events. Generally went pretty well. We were on that Andre 1 arrival. We were told to cross Andre at 250 knots and 13,000, which we did. He took us down into the approach. You know, a couple of late handoffs. You know, I think there was one point where we tuned up on approach and I could hear approach asking for Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, and it was like, well, we only just got given the handoff, so, you know, we can only contact you when we've been given a handoff. The first time we tried to get the localizer, So you'll see at one point he had us on a heading, I forget now, I think it was like 230 or something. So it was pretty well a heading that would be not a bad intercept heading. So I said to him, are we cleared ILS? And he said negative, turn right heading 300 and join the localizer. Which means that you're not cleared to intercept the glide, you're only cleared to intercept the loc. So we turn right heading 300 and I press Control O in the simulator in P3D. For those who don't know, that is supposed to be VOR lock, which is a mode that will just capture the localizer and not the full approach mode, which will capture the localizer and the glide. But for some reason it turns out Control O is not actually a P3D binding in the PMDG. So when I hit Control O, although it said approach on, which I assume meant that okay, it's activated, it didn't press the button in the PMDG, which is slightly contradictory because Control A for approach mode normally does. But anyway, he said, are you able to get the localizer? And by this point we'd pretty much gone through the localizer and the glide slope was very close to us anyway. So at this point I wasn't really sure why it wasn't picking it up, but I said, well, we're trying, but might need to get resequenced. And he gave us some more vectors, came back around, they did some controller changes. That was another thing, the controller changes in Atlanta were really well done, seamless, you didn't even realise it almost, unlike some other areas. So yeah, they gave us re-vectored, resequenced vectors, and we came back around and picked it up just fine this time. They got us really nicely below the glide, and we hit approach mode as normal, this time on the honeycomb, just to make sure when they cleared us, and we picked it up, no problems, and we obviously got it the second time and then went down into Atlanta. So yeah, it was a great CTP overall. I'm glad that we did it. And apart from the Oceanic is one of those things where we always kind of expect a level of issue. It always tends to happen that one section of Oceanic breaks. I mean, it's happened before where something happens and then all the pilots just start using the frequency to chat and this kind of thing. So it was kind of expected, but to start getting angry with, and it wasn't even necessarily controllers, some cases it was just other pilots keying up and shouting at pilots for checking in or asking for cell cal checks, and it's like, just chill, dude, just sit back, enjoy your flight, and realise that that's what Oceanic's for. If you're telling me you can't do a cell cal check, and you can't check in with them, and you can't get clearance with them, well then what are you there for, honestly? So like I say, not blaming any one controller. I'm sure they were all doing their best, and they probably weren't handed a great set of cards per se with the software and stuff breaking and all this, but it wasn't great, and I really wish Oceanic would improve because it happens every time. But it was good, we enjoyed it, nice to get some HF coverage, and the whole thing. It's incredible to fly a full 8-hour, 30-minute flight, no Unicom at any point, full ATC to experience, a vast array of accents and regions, everyone with usually a native accent to the region you're flying over, and to see all the other planes. I think there was about 2,000 other planes, maybe 2,500, somewhere in between, about 140 arrivals into Atlanta. So I hope you enjoyed the arrival. It was a good event, and yeah, you'll notice a few things on the arrival. I mean, I certainly made sure they knew as well that we were a blind pilot and that we would need the ILS, especially even when they had a controller change. I said it again, we will be needing the ILS, because there were several times when they were talking about, oh, you're now downwind, you're doing this, you're doing that, and I'm thinking, just oh no, here we go, we're going to get a visual. So I reiterated that several times to them. The last thing I wanted was for them to set me up for a visual and then clear me and then have to get vectors around again to go and get the ILS, because we were set up for a visual. But other than that, it was good. Me and Marshall made it down, and it was a nice little group flight that we did. And yeah, I think CTP is always good fun. All right, enjoy the arrival, and apologies for the mic issue, but don't know what happened there. That at least we managed to get a bit of commentary here for you, a bit of cruise ambience as you can hear, and now an arrival. You'll see as well, I forgot to mention the weather. So it was gusting 36 knots into Atlanta, so we added about 10 knots onto our VUF, 10 to 15 knots. You'll notice at one point we were at 180 knots with flap 10, which is pretty standard, and we lost 20 knots. We went to 160 completely uncommanded, and we got stick shakers, so my immediate reaction was flap 20 to give us that extra lift, and that in combination with the auto throttles responding eventually was not an issue in the end. But yeah, you'll notice that the throttles were all over the show on the approach. That's because of the wind. Stabilized okay on final. It wasn't too bad. There was a bit of VUF deviation, but not too much. And we actually got a nice landing weight. It was like negative 300 and something, which, given it was gusting 36, was more than acceptable. But again, Atlanta was really great. East Mids was obviously, as you saw, really great. No faff from them. Not too busy and nice control. And Scottish and all the UK sectors that we interacted with were also great. Not their fault, they didn't know anything about Oceanic, just Oceanic being shit, to be honest. But yeah, it was pretty interesting, and I'm glad that we made it down in Atlanta.
3.0, I thought the 3.1, take care. Have a good party. Thank you.
Atlanta Center, good day, that was 245, level 340.
Number 245
Atlanta Center, good evening, American Liner 726, flight level 340, crossing Sudun.
Stand by. Level 236, 2250 knots, we set a maintain 12000.
Because the most maintain will cross the
294, we set a maintain 3000, verify you direct to Andre, sir.
Hello,
FM 686, approach is 128.0.
Atlanta, hello, Delta 618, Delta 360.
Delta 68 India, Atlanta Center, roger.
Delta 618, we are getting a runway flag.
Your call sign is Delta 68 India, sir, and landing runway defined by a bridge.
Roger that,
Cool. Taxi 360 across Andre at 13,000 at 250 knots. Walker 176 cross Ozzy at 12,000 250. And Delta 68 India cross Ozzy at 12,000 250.
Transition altitude.
Check. No problem. Cross Ozzy, that's Oscar Zulu, India, at 12,000 at 250.
Delta 618, Jackson, Roger, please. Delta 618, Jack, cross altitude, 1
American 9723, you are?
Yes, sir. American 723, flight level 340.
Thank you, sir. United 2225, contact approach 128.0. Lufthansa 908 Mike, contact approach 128.0.
Contact C360. If you wanted to, the Andre want to approach or stop at flight level 130?
Well, taxi 360, that's a great question. Thanks for asking. Your clearance is down to 13,000. Approach will be sent after that.
Roger that, then we'll, then I'm using only the... There we go.
American 9723, cross Aussie at 12,000 at 250.
Cross Aussie at 12,000, 12,000, 250 knots. American 9723.
Speed brake on.
Level 294, descend to maintain 130. Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, contact approach 128.0. 250, then down to 13,000.
Alright, aircraft 686, contact us on approach 124.6.
Command approach Delta 2738, inbound shipper, cut off of 13,000.
Delta 341, contact us on approach. Delta 341, just tell them maintain 6,000.
6,000 Delta 3041.
Stand by. United 2225, runway 26 right, maintain 9,000. Duration 2 Delta Whiskey, the 7 for runway 26 right, maintain 9,000. Lufthansa 989, I will take some responsibility for that.
Number Destiny Delta 83, and your 12.5 drop out of the 12.
Delta 83 heavy on our approach, we're in 27 left.
Still up to the later, Eddie.
Speed brake on.
Maintain 120. North status 2225, turn 10 degrees to the right, system maintain 6,000. Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, heavy, fly heading 185, descend to 9,000 feet. Delta 83 heavy, descend to maintain 9,000, go direct Posey on the route. Goes down 9, Delta 83 heavy. Delta 294, Atlanta approach, runway assignment is 26 right, fly, present, heading. Delta 2738, descend and maintain 11,000, descend to reduce speed to 210.
1,000.
Delta 2 West 6,
United 2225 heavy, reduce speed now to 210, then maintain 6,000 for sequence. Actually just maintain a present heading, reduce speed of 210 and then maintain 6,000 feet.
210 knots and
United 2225 heavy, turn left now, heading 090.
left heading 290.
On Atlanta approach unanswered, say again.
Delta 2 West 6 heavy, overhead on J, course again.
Delta 341, what's on the heading of the 180?
Delta 341. Delta 341, turn left heading 090.
5090, that's 341.
United 2225 heavy, expect to turn to final in a moment. Kennedy approach 127.25 now.
127 decimal 125
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey heavy for sequence, fly heading 230, descend to 6,000. Delta 236 heavy, fly heading 190 for runway 26 right, descend to maintain 9,000.
We'll change mode.
Fly head on 190 for 26 right, then maintain 9,000, Delta 250.
Atlanta Walker 176 through 13,000 and we have information Delta.
Walker 176 heavy, Atlanta approach, set up for runway 27 left, descend to 9,000 feet.
27 left, 9,000, Walker 176.
Delta 83 heavy, kind of approach 124.6. Delta 341 heavy, turn left heading 300, intercept the runway 26 right local line.
Left 300 and intercept the 26 right.
Walker 176 heavy, you're clear direct Posey, maintain 9,000.
Posey 9,000, Walker 176.
This is 2 Delta Whiskey heavy, expect to turn to the downwind in just a moment. Expect the ILS. United 2225 heavy, if you're still on line frequency, turn right heading 180. Delta 341 heavy, I need you to intercept the 26 right final on that 300 heading and contact approach control now, 127.25.
Intercept the localizer and 127.25.
No, 127.25. 27.25 out of 341. Thank you. Intercept 26 right.
2725, Delta 341. Sorry about that.
You're fine. Walker 176 heavy, verify going direct Posey.
We are direct Posey 176.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey heavy, turn left heading 095. Delta 236 heavy, turn right heading 230.
Right heading 220, Dodge 26
Thank you. Walker 176 heavy, approach 124.6.
461, 176.
Laps 1.
Vision, 2 Delta Whiskey heavy, turn left heading 080, reduce speed now to 180. Got a 236 heavy, reduce speed now to 210, 210 on the speed, sir. Expect the
Left
vector to
5.
the downwind.
C10 north, Dodge 26.
Got a 83 heavy, descend and maintain 7,000, count at approach 124.6. Delta 83, descend to 7,000, count at approach 124.6. Vision, 2 Delta Whiskey Heavy, count at approach 127.25, check in with your heading. Delta 236 Heavy, descend and maintain.
I've not heard him on the
Left
frequency before. You took the call, mate.
There's another call saying Vision 2 Delta Whiskey.
Yeah, I know who it is. I'll see what's going on.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, line approach, runway 26 right. Expect to turn here shortly. Reduce speed to 180. Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, heavy turn right heading 180.
Approach Delta 3738, expediting the control over 27,000.
Delta 2738, Atlanta approach, hello, descend maintain 4,000.
4,000, so 2738.
Yeah, 2225 heavy, flighting 300, turn localizer.
300, US 30.
Vision 4 Mike, Foxtrot Heavy at AJ Tower 100.1.
AJ Tower, this is call right.
Yeah, 2225 Heavy, just verify you're at a 180 now. Delta 2738, reduced speed to 180, then descend maintain 4,000.
Speed 180.
Division 2 Delta Whiskey, turn right heading 260. Yeah, 2225 heavy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 2225 heavy, make sure you're at reduce speed to 160, traffic 1 o'clock, 4 miles, turning westbound, a heavy 747. At
160,
at 6,000. Yeah, 2225 heavy, maintain 160 now.
160 north, 2225.
Delta 2738, that's right down to 4,000, expect to turn about 2 miles.
Down to 4,000, and the short of the third,
Delta 341 heavy, report the field inside 12 o'clock, 4 miles.
Field inside Delta 341.
Delta 341 heavy, clear approach, 26 right, maintain 180 knots and greater to AJ.
So visual approach for 26 right and 180 knots greater until AJ, Delta 341.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey negative, I got traffic right below ya. Flying 300 and just run the localizer. Maintain 210 knots, please. Delta 3738, turn right heading 240.
Right heading 240.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, descend maintain 5,000.
We'll change mode.
Right 738, turn heading 250, turn localizer, maintain 20.
Flat 5.
Hold up 2738, turn left turn heading 090 for resequence. Delta 341 heavy, contact tower 19.1.
19.1, Delta 341.
Yeah, 2225 heavy, reduce the final pressure.
Just fire up post, I just 2225.
Delta 2738, keep the right turn going, right turn heading 095. Or, looks like you make the left turn now. Okay, just keep the left turn going 095. Yeah, 2225 heavy, descend, maintain 3,000 LA.
3,000,
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, are you able to catch the localizer? Vision 2 Delta Whiskey Heavy, just fly approach heading. Delta 2738, turn right turn all the way around, heading 300, to join the localizer, right turn 300. Right turn 300, Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, turn right heading 050, maintain 210 knots. Right turn 050, Vision 2 Delta Whiskey.
Metro approach, Johnson 236.
Delta 236 heavy, line up road, turn 26 right, reduce to 1 0.
GC 180 North, Delta 237.
Delta 236 heavy, turn right heading 190.
Right of 190, Delta 257.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, turn right heading 095. Delta 2738, A-firm plane 300, turn localizer. 300 to the localizer. Yeah, it's 2225 heavy, the other fuel is safe.
Could you repeat that for United 2225?
Yeah, it's 2225 heavy, report the fuel 12 o'clock and 10 miles.
Inside United 2225.
And Delta 236 heavy, turn right heading 250, turn localizer.
Right in 250 to join the localizer, Delta 267.
Yeah, 2225 heavy, clear visual approach, turn 26 right.
Clear visual approach, 26 right, 2225.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, descend maintain 4,000, maintain 180 knots. And 2225 heavy at 80, power 100.1.
We'll change mode.
Delta 2738, report the field 12 o'clock, 14 miles.
Speed brake on.
Delta 2738, follow that traffic, clear this approach, 26 right. Crosswick turbulence, this is a heavy 7 feet 7. Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, turn right heading 180. Delta 2738 at AJ, contact tower 119.1.
Flaps 10. Flaps 20.
Delta 236 heavy, descend, maintain 4,000.
To maintain 4,000, Delta 267.
Delta 236 heavy, report the field at 1 o'clock and 169.
I'll be able to get an knowledge brochure and run very low frame. Probably won't be able to find.
Delta 236 heavy, I can, no delay, descend, maintain 4,000 for track, please.
Descend, maintain 4,000.
Delta 236, 3 miles from Haynes, maintain 4,000, 2,000 localizer cleared, ILS on the 26 track clear.
Maintain 4,000 and cleared for ILS 26 right.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, turn right heading 260.
Approach our taxi 360 with you.
Call sign?
Air taxi 360.
Air taxi 36 heavy, land approach 26 right, descend, maintain 4,000.
Descend, maintain 4,000, air taxi 360.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey heavy, 5 miles from Haynes, maintain 4,000, 2,000 localizer cleared, ILS runway 26 right approach. Vision 2 Delta Whiskey heavy, maintain 180 knots AJ. Taxi 360 heavy, turn right heading 190.
190, taxi 360 heavy.
Delta 236 heavy at AJ, correction, maintain 180 knots or grade to AJ at AJ, contact tower 109.1.
10 knots to grade to AJ at AJ, contact tower on 119.1. Delta 236 heavy.
Front select 57, line approach, 96 right, reduce speed of 180, then descend, maintain 4,000. Front select 1577, reduce speed of 180, then descend, maintain 4,000. Taxi 360 heavy, turn right heading 250 on the rollout, report traffic, 12 o'clock, 4 miles west on a heavy 747 at 4,000 for the field in sight.
250, 360.
Taxi 360 Abram, 250 heading.
250, and we'll keep an eye out for the traffic at taxi 360.
Taxi 360 heavy, do you have the traffic now? 12 o'clock, 4 miles. Westbound at heavy 747 at 4,000.
Traffic in sight at taxi 360.
Air taxi 360 heavy, follow that traffic, clear vision approach by 26 right, maintain visual separation and constantly check.
Roger that. Maintain visual separation and clear visual approach 26 right, air taxi 360.
United 2225, vacate 626 right, live off Bravo 2.
United 2225 heavy, tower 119.1.
119.
tower now, 1100.1. Roger, flight 1577, ready speed to 180, turn right heading 180. Contact tower 119.1.
Okay, yeah, heavy, cross runway 26 left of Bravo 2. Join exit to the ramp, and contact ground 119 at
Cross 26 left for Bravo 2 and we'll contact 121.9.
2500.
Vision 2 Delta Whiskey, Atlanta Tower. Caution turbulence. You got you're following a heavy AC-30, 1 mile final. Wind 270 at 21, gust 34. Runway 26 right, cleared to land. All good?
Gear down. Flaps 10, flaps 20, flaps 25. Flaps 30. Landing checklist. Speed brake on. Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Set.
Checklist complete.
Heavy, welcome to Atlanta Cross, runway 26 left at, let's see, Bravo 4. Join that go and contact ground 121.9 to the other side.
Cross 26 left at Bravo 4, contact ground 121.9.
Tower, taxi 360 with you.
Say that again?
Air taxi 360.
Minimums.
Sorry, you said it really fast for a second. Air taxi 360 heavy at Atlanta Tower, caution. You're following a heavy 747-800, 1 mile final. Wind 270 at 21, gust 34, runway strike to land.
Speed brake out. Reverse thrust. Heating knots.
Frontier flight 1577, reducing your final approach speed. You're following a heavy A340, 3 miles ahead. Wind 270 at 21, gust 34, running 26 right for the lane.
Have a good night.
Break off.
Approach my off.